WTO, China was aiming for this most favored nation status because you don't have to negotiate with every single country individually. The moment you join WTO, you automatically enjoy the most favored nation status, meaning if the US give a 20% tax break to France, it will automatically apply to China. So it's a great platform for China to get in and enjoy the global market right away without all these negotiation costs and without the friction in trade. But when China joined, WTO is still about several big companies and more than 100 smaller companies, right? Some would argue WTO is the most democratic society organization you can think of because every country has a vote. And I would go back and say, yes, every country has a vote, but have you heard the conversation they had before they entering the room to vote, right? So in all these discussions about what should come next, in all these negotiations, US is still a dominant player, and then maybe the European countries and Japan. And other than the agriculture subsidy issue, there's not so many issues that will distract the conversation. What happened 10 years after China joined WTO is China and India and all these countries that joined sooner or later around that time, is that all of a sudden you have a multipolar society when China wants to have this, India wants to have that, and the agriculture subsidy is no longer about the US and France, and now Brazil wants to do things its way, and Brazil is not happy about the cotton subsidy the US is having. So this kind of multipolar discussion becomes a lot more difficult when the BRICS countries start to have a voice in there. So it's inevitable that this kind of platform will give way to bilateral or regional discussions because it's a lot more convenient for two countries to come together and talk about conditions that apply to both of us instead of to 180 countries at the same time.